Hello and welcome, friends. My name is Jadehex, and this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. And today, to celebrate the bonus duel reward shenanigans that is going on right now, oh my god, perfect, fantastic, we are going to do some farming, as if that has basically been all I've been doing here. I like farming, I like duel puzzles, I like single-player Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, shenanigans will ensue. Regardless, we are going to be farming level 30 Ishizu today. So yeah, let's get started into the deck right off the bat. I'm only using Mai for the sole purposes. I'm also using Ishizu to farm some dual skills, and Ishizu is kind of like my abundance of keys, so I might as well get what I need for a gravekeeper deck eventually as well. As you can see here, the skill is 100% not mandatory. You can do this with basically any character. Restart, I have a bunch of my skills. As you can see, none of them are the Harpy's hunting ground, so fantastic, right? But I'm just using Mai because I want to farm also for Harpy's hunting ground. I'm going to be farming level 30 Ishizu, while level 40 Ishizu is definitely not impossible. Level 30 Ishizu is a lot easier by comparison because you can get around, you can stall her to the end game with just normal beaters as opposed to using something special like Unhappy Girl, because Ishizu's beaters in the level 40 deck can easily hit over 2k easily, and it's going to be really annoying to get through that, and you can't farm her with Cerberus. Even though you can farm her with Cerberus level 30, I wouldn't recommend it, primarily because, let's just get into the deck so we have something interesting in the background. I wouldn't recommend it for the sole purpose of none of her beaters do over 1500 in one attack, so you're gonna have to live through unless she equips Spirit of Secret Art or Book of Secret Arts to it. So yeah, it's kind of a little awkward to get that with. There'd be a lot of times where you're just like, oh well, I can't trigger my skill yet, so I hope I survive the next move, and you might have to include a little bit more support into surviving, etc., etc., etc. But here's going to be the deck I'm using today. I'm going to be using the Chulainn Piranha engine, basically, for the OTK damage. Not claiming by any means I'm inventing it myself, but it is very effective at getting that 10k damage. We are also going to be running the White Elephant Gift draw engine, with only 5 normal types outside of the Blue Eyes. It's consistent enough, to be honest. I'm also, this is mainly because I choose to be running the Hunter with 7 weapons, as opposed to 3 other normals. You can replace basically every monster that isn't the Blue Eyes, basically any of these monsters here, like the Hunters and the Beaters here, with any kind of glossy high attack normals you have. I would recommend 1700 at least, mainly because Ishizu can get some 1700 defense monsters. Her highest attack point monster with 1 equip spell is 1700. She could, of course, get to 2k or 2300 with 2 or 3 equips, or sacrifice something with one of the defense mode monsters to get Gravekeeper's Chief out. But you do have like some ways to get around it, like Banner of Command. But if you do have like a bunch of Dunams and Jerry Beansmans or Hunter with 7 weapons, actually the Jerry Beansman and Dunams are probably the better ones, because you can also sack them for White Elephant Gift and get to your end game faster. We do have 2 Blue Eyes because you don't want to be screwed over by a Blue Eyes on the bottom of the deck. You need to get that summoned out ASAP. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I'm using Restart for the sake of just, that's the best skill I have for farming with Mai. So, without further ado, let's get into the game, shall we? Let's go fight Ishizu right here. Level 30. It's also a lot more efficient. Let's, for the sake of it, show you my progress with the Ishizu. Let's go to my cards. As you can see, I do have 4 Blast Held with Tribute, 2 Gravekeeper's Chieftain, 2 Priestess. That's basically the last card I need from Ishizu right here. I got the epic collection of 19 Gravekeeper cannon holders, so I'll need to dust those eventually too. But basically, all I'm really farming her left for is the Gravekeeper's Priestess, and I have like about 70 or 80 shots with the key stash I have on her right now with level 30, so I'm pretty confident that I might get it. So, without further ado, let's get into that duel, shall we? So, ba-doop-boo, Gravekeeper's Destiny, Clear Skies. Let's see what we can do. I apologize for the wait. Basically, in this meantime, if you want to see someone else get farmed, you can enter in the comments below any tweaks, any farm suggestions, because I'm pretty open to farming basically anything, because I usually need cards from basically anyone, so if you do want me to pick something else, just type it below, and I'll definitely take a look. As you can see here, I don't really like this start. I have the bare minimum of Digrapher in my starting hand. I'm just gonna re-roll it. Basically, your ideal is looking for your good beaters that can get over 1700 easy. And that's gonna be a really bad starting hand. Unfortunate. Let's see if I can get saved. Yes, I can with the Hunter with 7 weapons. Fantastic. Looks like I got bailed out a little bit here. But I did get the one thing I needed to start this farm, and that's going to be Spellcaster at the very bottom, because all of Ishizu's monsters are Spellcasters. Because all Gravekeepers are Spellcasters, we are going to blow up that face down. See, this is why I didn't want to start with Digrapher, because next turn she could sacrifice that for Chief and get over, which means I might need to burn a Ruryoku, which means I don't get 9k, which means my farm isn't as lucrative. During the event, you can easily get 8k. With the event not being on, you can get anywhere. No, he's not getting over 2100, 2000 with that. But when outside of the event, this can get you 7k reliably. But whether or not you get to 8k depends on how many glossy cards you do have, or whether or not you want to. Actually, if you don't really care about farming skills, if you do this with Rex and include 1 polymerization for Brachioradus, you can probably get to 8k consistently. I could build you a variant. I could build a variant of this deck and show it in, I don't know, one of the sides like I usually do, just to see what roughly I'd be going for a Rex version of this farm deck. But yeah, continuing here, I don't have anything I can play here, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Same goal with this deck as always. You want to get that Blue Eyes out as soon as possible, but this Hunter will be able to stop any of her 4 or less monsters right here. We have a Digrapher. I'm just going to use him for Cycle for the time being. They're not going to be able to kill it now that 2 of her books are gone, so I'm just going to use it to Cycle. I'm just going to keep using all my normal monsters to Cycle until I'm out of White Elephant gifts, because this Hunter can take down basically anything. Oh, maybe I should turn on. I'm just going to do something for I guess people like when people talk, so let's turn on the character lines for the fans, eh? Oh, fantastic. So, we're going to summon the Digrapher. Fantastic. For the flavor. Why not? And get the elephant gift out of that. Get rid of the what's it called? I'm going to be setting my Ruryokus, because I'm going to be using that spell regardless, so I don't have to discard anything right now. I'm going to go after a Recruiter with my Hunter. That's probably enough. Let's let Ishizu have a turn, and then I'm going to turn off these, because I'm kind of sick of them already, let's be honest here. Just want to get the farm out of the way, just to show you how it's done. If I do something like ranked battles in the future, let's have let's let Ishizu have a turn before turning those off. It was a good thought, but I'm not gonna keep those on. So regardless, deal is going as expected for the most part. We're just gonna set up a Blue Eyes trigger, turn off these lines because I'm done with those. We're going to turn on some of the Jerry Beans Man. I'm just going to attack with the Jerry Beans Man because it does go faster, because you don't have to watch the effect trigger. And you don't get closer to killing the cannon holder with your monster. I'm going to preempt. No, I'm not going to preemptively. I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to tribute for Blue Eyes as soon as possible, because that's that's your initial goal. I choose to cycle my normals first before doing that, because you'll get more normals with White Elephant Gift, and then you'll have more plays to work with. But yeah, once you can get your Blue Eyes and don't have your cycle open, get your Blue Eyes out. I'm going to be summoning, I think I have one more White Elephant Gift, so I'm just going to use the Hunter with 7 weapons as my second tribute. You don't have to tribute for the second Blue Eyes, you can just leave the single Blue Eyes on the field whenever you want, but as long as you don't fill up all 3 slots before your last turn, because you don't want your Piranha army to you want to be able to summon your Piranha army on your last turn, of course. So yeah, this is what I usually do. I just summon my second Blue Eyes. It gets a Glossy and a Prismatic out for some point buffering. I don't think I have enough Glossies in this particular version of the deck to consistently get 8k, but considering the events on, I'll get the plus 1000 at the end of the duel assessment, so I will get 8k. So that's what I've been doing. I think Dinos can get you 8k, as I said before, if you use Brachioradus, but this should get me like this should get me about 7k, 7.8k without the assessment roughly. But yeah, now I have my Prismatic Blue Eyes out. I don't want to be summoning two. I always want to be keeping one slot open. I think I have one more White Elephant gift, so I can summon the Jerry Beansman for the sake of it. I have to draw the White Elephant gift next turn for it to be useful, so that's why I'm preemptively summoning it now. So here's the White Elephant gift, so we can definitely end this game right this turn. We're going to use our White Elephant gift to get to our last card, to get cards on the brink, go down to 0, and then summon our Piranha army. So here's the standard loop with this deck. You can usually get this farm with a lot of level 30 or below duelists. Kaiba, it's a little hard. Bandit Keith is a little hard because they have a little bit of disruption with their destruction and kind of like other effects. But here's your endgame combo. You summon the Piranha army while you have a Blue Eyes on the field. You pop the first Ryokyu to get 1500 onto your Piranha, which will effectively be 3000 once it attacks directly. Then you activate the Chulainn ritual. To be safe, make sure you tribute the Blue Eyes on the field. That's to be safe. If you did what I did and tribute the Blue Eyes for a Blue Eyes, you can get away with tributing, like, say, the Dunams in my hand, but it's always safe to be, like, muscle memory to sacking the Blue Eyes after the Ryokyu, because that's the only way you can guarantee there's going to be a Blue Eyes in your graveyard. But yeah, so now we activate Chulainn's effect. Take a Blue Eyes. If you have one Blue Eyes, make sure it's in the graveyard, and so you can get that 3500. Activate the Ritual Weapon. Get him to 5k right there. And then Ryokyu onto the Piranha army to hit him at 48k or 4.8k. And the coup de grace is the Banner of Command to get it to 5k, so you can get that 9k damage. Chulainn, even after the Ryokyu, can get over any single monster Ishizu has in her arsenal. In this case, it's going to be the Recruiter. We got the Gravekeeper's Curse. And here we go for the game. 5k, doubled to 10k, and that'll get us our final damage assessment. I expect something like 78 or 77, plus the 1000, so we should get 88k roughly from this duel, or 8.8k. So let's see what happens here. All I'm really looking for is a Priestess, but if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Cards on the brink, Prismatic and Glossy. Doesn't look like we're going to get that final Priestess here. Oh, I did happen to get 8k here. That's not the usual result. Of course, it's 9k because of the campaign bonus, but it's not. It wasn't expected to get the 8k. I think I only have one Glossy White Elephant gift, and I managed to play it, so that pushed me over the edge. But sometimes I won't be able to get that. But usually you can expect 7 to 8k depending on how many Glossies you have. Everyone should have at least one Prismatic and one Glossy Blue Eyes, so I think you're always guaranteed 700 from that. It depends on when you joined, of course. If you don't have the Prismatic and Glossy Blue Eyes, that's kind of unfortunate, but they definitely help getting those over-the-top point totals. The Ishizu cards I think we got were Dark Piercing Light. Oh, dear. I'm sorry about that, folks. The Ishizu cards we got were Dark Piercing Light and Keldo. Yes, I apologize for that. I'll probably cut that out. But yeah, so that's basically going to be it for this battle, this video. 15 minutes, short and sweet guide. I could do more runs to show you the consistency of that, but we're already at about 15 minutes. So that's going to be it for me. My name is Jadehex, signing out, and I'll see you next time for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.